Welcome back. We are live at the Thomas Mack Center. Quarterfinal game number 2 is in the books, and it's the Fresno State Bulldogs who are advancing with a 66-55 victory over the Lady Rebels of UNLV. Joining us here on the post-game stage are the Bulldogs from Fresno State, the victorious Fresno State Bulldogs, Coach Jamie White, Candace White, and Maddie Uti. Coach, let's start with where you guys were at coming into this game. You finish up the regular season, a couple losses against San Diego State, San Jose State. How happy are you to put the performance that you guys did out on the court here and advance here in the tournament?
Well, that's always the question, right? You know, every time you play or have a tough loss, you kind of question yourself. So I thought our players really did a good job of just focusing on the task at hand and being ready to play. We knew that, well, we had gotten UNLV at our place, and so we knew that we could beat them. We felt confident about that, and we know that there was going to be some home court advantage for them a little bit, but I thought everybody came out and played solid, especially early. In a lot of ways, the second half, just like your regular season meeting with UNLV, played a big role. Let's start with that third quarter run. You go into the break and you're only up 6, but quickly you stretch that to a 17-point lead, courtesy of a 15-4 run. What was the difference in that run? Yeah, I think our kids just, you know, maybe it was the confidence that we got from the first half, and Candace ended with that shot right there to give us a little momentum going into the locker room at halftime. And then, you know, I just think our kids have been so good at adjusting and figuring out what's working. I thought Jenna Ogier, too, had a great game along with these two, but that gave us a little bit of a presence in there to help with Powell. Candace, that run was as big as anything in this game. What were you guys saying amongst the players in the locker room that helped fuel that drive?
Just to keep going how we started off the game. We kind of started off slower, not as slow as some games in the past, but I think we just kept telling each other, keep the defense up and just stick to what we know.
You were very big in the first half, 5 of 6 from the field. Talk to us about your journey at Fresno State. We saw a halftime feature here on the Mountain West Network where you kind of told your story. You come to Fresno State, no expectations, you knew what you could accomplish. But to be where you are your senior year, contributing in this way, that's got to be extremely satisfying personally.
Yes, it has, but it's taken a lot of work. It's taken a lot of work, great coaches to be coached by, and great players to be surrounded by. In my 4 years, I played with so many different players that have just complemented my game. So it wasn't just me, it was them, and our coaching staff has been great for my 4 years. The last 2 years have been, I think, the best out of my 4.
Maddie, you're part of a very young group. How much do you look at Candace as a leader, not only on the floor, but maybe off the floor? How do you handle yourself off the floor, and how do you contribute when you're playing basketball?
Yeah, Candace is great. She puts in so much work in basketball and outside of basketball, and it's really inspiring. Just everything she does, she works so hard with whatever she does, and she's so positive all the time. It's really cool.
Well, certainly a great role model. And Coach, when you have someone like Candace kind of leading the way, a coach on the floor, you can put 4 sophomore starters out on the floor with her. The contribution of the 4 sophomores, you put it, why did you make a little bit of an adjustment late in the season to put those 4 young players in? And are they surpassing even your expectations of what they could do?
Well, we knew that we saw what they could do last year. I think all 4 were solid last year. Bree Delaney was the one missing from the lineup, and then this year she went home this summer, worked extremely hard, and came in and has just given us a toughness, a little bit of a taller guard, and also a point guard. She can slide to the point and handle the ball and get to the rim, and so you know, I felt like they worked the best together, and they also were able to you know, share the ball a little bit. We would have 3 point guards on the floor at all times, and with Candace on the floor, you know, she's going to take care of some of the small stuff that maybe young kids don't do.
Combined for 40-plus points here in this victory. And, Maddie, to have this group, this core that you can now grow with for years to come, I mean, the sky's the limit with this group.
Yeah, it's really special. We're really excited, and I love that we get to all play 4 years together.
Coach, let's talk about Katie Powell for UNLV. She came out 14 points, was a huge difference maker for the Lady Rebels. but you guys limit her after 14 points in the first to 3 points in the second half. How did you get that done, and did you make some adjustments in game on that?
We did. Well, she was hot, and I mean, we knew that she could shoot the ball. I mean, she shot that deep three in Fresno when we played. So we just paid a little more attention to her and made sure that we knew where she was. That short corner shot is automatic for her. And then I thought Kate Neuer came in and really gave a taller presence and got a hand up on her and really helped us down the stretch there too.
Going forward for your team, what are some of the focus places? I know when you guys are shooting the three ball, you're pretty hard to stop, something like 15 and 3. When you outshoot your opponents from three-point range, you're 1 and 7 when you don't come into this game, but you're able to do that. UNLV hit more three-pointers than you did. Why was that the difference here today? Why were you able to turn that tide?
Well, I think we got turnovers. We forced turnovers, which got us layups. We outscored them 38-18 in the paint, and I think that was a credit to our driving and attacking the basket a little bit more. And again, Jenna had a great game. Maddie always has a great game and is able to slip and get in there and be a little more athletic, get a good jump on them, and knock down those shots. And so we need both those things at the same time, so that's the goal. But right now I felt like we kind of spread them out, and then they knew we could shoot, which is, a benefit. Now they got to guard you, and now we were able to drive. Allie, I thought, did a good job too, just getting to the paint and distributing the ball.
Well, you get Boise State, Candace, the top seed in this tournament. You've seen them earlier in the year. What will be the key to hanging with the Boise State Broncos and maybe get that victory and advance to another championship game? Fresno State has played in 4 of these. There's been a lot of great success for the Fresno State Bulldogs on this floor. How will you get by the Broncos to get back to a championship game?
I honestly think it's just playing all 4 quarters. Every time we've played Boise, we've played 2, we've played 3 quarters. We haven't played all 4.
Well, we appreciate your time here. Thanks for stopping by the post-game show. Good luck against the Boise State Broncos tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
That's head coach Jamie White, Candace White, and Maddie Ucci of the Fresno State Bulldogs. Thanks for joining us. Here's your stats from today's game between the Lady Rebels and the Bulldogs. Your final score once again, Bulldogs victorious 66-55. Shooting percentage in the favor of Fresno State 47-37. 3-point percentage, as we just talked about. Thought it might be a key coming into this game, but Fresno State able to turn the tide, shot only 19% from three-point range, but they were able to get it done. Rebounds tilted in the favor of the Lady Rebels. Let's take a look at the bracket here as we sit after 2 games of the quarterfinals are now in the books here at Thomas Mack Center at the 2019 Air Force Reserve Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Pacific time, we will see the top-seeded Boise State Broncos against Fresno State in the 1-4 game in the first semifinal game. But later to come in quarterfinal action tonight, we're going to see New Mexico, the 2nd seed of Lobos, taking on the San Diego State Aztecs, who are the 7th seed. And then we'll get a chance to see the Wyoming Cowgirls for the first time here in this tournament. They're the 3 seed, taking on Utah State at 8:30 Pacific time. 2 quarterfinal games now in the books. 2 to go. We'll have those at 6 o'clock here tonight. After this break, we will rejoin Krista Blanc and Tammy Blackburn at 6 o'clock for the next quarterfinal game here at the 2019 Mountain West Championship Tournament.